nam-myoho-renge-kyo, 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 nam-myoho-renge-kyo.
Hi, I'm Margaret, and this is the website where we take Buddhist philosophy and practice and apply it to the questions and concerns of everyday life. Some questions have come up by people suffering from serious illness, and so today we're going to talk about some steps you can take to overcome sickness. According to Buddhist philosophy, there are different causes of illness. Some come from this current lifetime. They include the disharmony of the four elements, which usually arise from improper eating or drinking, poor posture, attacks by demons, which means attacks on the body from the outside by a virus or a bacteria or stress. And basically, these illnesses are caused by an unbalanced way of life, which makes us susceptible to illness. The diseases in this group can usually be treated by doctors who rely on drugs and technology. But Buddhism views disease differently. Buddhism sees disease as a reflection of the total body system and seeks to cure it both through medical treatment as well as adjustments in the person's lifestyle and outlook. Buddhism applies a spiritual approach as well. When we chant and make connection with the mystic law, we unleash new life force from within. And this puts us in rhythm with the universe, which harmonizes our spiritual and physical functions. There are other diseases which come from a different group of causes, karmic effects. These can be more difficult to cure than correcting an imbalanced way of life and may require actually changing one's karma. In Living Buddhism, September 2015, we read, "Illness teaches us many things. We become more compassionate. It makes us look death in the face and think about the meaning of life. It makes us realize how precious life is, and is all just a passageway leading upward toward a more elevated life. It's a learning experience, and for those who base themselves on the mystic law, everything becomes energy for creating happiness and fuel for self-improvement, even sickness." In order to change our karma, we need to have a strong will. And if shocked or discouraged by a difficult diagnosis, our strength of will goes down, and with it, the ability to mobilize our inherent healing forces. But if, when we're faced with a bad diagnosis, you decide to fight the illness, you're more likely to mobilize those internal healing forces. Doubts and disbelief in the power of daimoku can also lower our strength of will. So it's important to deal with doubts through study or guidance. When we have questions as to whether we can deal with an illness or whether our prayers will be effective, we're setting up barriers in our lives with our own limited thinking. We also set up barriers when we decide that something isn't possible. So stay open to the possibility of anything happening. To strengthen your will, reflect deeply on why you want to live and how you want to contribute. Overcome any feelings of confusion and doubt by asking questions and study in order to be able to offer wholehearted prayer with the strongest possible determination and focus. And don't be afraid to challenge the mystic law. This is a practice where we can do this and create absolute proof. Daisaku Ikeda would say that to have a breakthrough practice, we need to use that prayer, our vow, our determination to bring others to enlightenment. Some people have asked, well, how can prayer affect a physical thing? When you consider our minds have the capacity to create what we want using the natural laws of the universe, then it's less mysterious. We actually do it all the time. That's why, according to Oneness of Self in the Environment, quote, "We all walk around with our personal universe extending from the inner depths of our hearts outward to all the phenomena of our surroundings." That's from the World Tribune, 7/21/03. According to quantum theory, when we put our attention on something, The quantum dust, instead of being a wave, fixes into being a particle. This is done through intention, a thought changing a physical thing. We got this from You Are the Universe. To look at it yet from another scientific point of view, read What the Bleep Do You Know? The authors are saying that mentally we can take quantum particles and actualize them into what we want. There's a manifesting process that some scientists are more fully recognizing as time goes on, although there is a big debate about it, that we actually embody the spirit, the consciousness that organizes the physical realm in our experience. It's not a God outside of us. We are it. This, of course, is exactly what Buddhism has been teaching for almost 3,000 years. Real health, quote, is the will to overcome every form of adversity and use even the worst circumstances for new growth and development. It's from Ikeda Quotes. This kind of willpower comes from confidence in our existence and a strong sense of purpose and responsibility to this world. And then Ikeda says, to experience illness is not in itself misfortune, but to be defeated by illness is misfortune. From Ikeda Quotes. So how do we deal with doubts? Well, I would read the promises. For example, from Reply to Kyo, and we all know this one, nam-myoho-renge-kyo is like the roar of a lion. What sickness can therefore be an obstacle? Or from the Gosho on prayer, quote, and yet though one might point at the earth and miss it, though one might bind up the sky, though the tides might cease to ebb and flow and the sun rise in the west, it would never come about that the prayers of the practitioner of the Lotus Sutra would go unanswered. Or another one from Reply to Kyo, quote, this sutra, the Lotus Sutra, can fulfill their desires as a clear, cool pond can satisfy all those who are thirsty. They will enjoy peace and security in their present existence and good circumstances in future existences. There are also many experiences in the World Tribune and on the website where practitioners have successfully overcome illness. And if they can do it, so can you. So to summarize, there are illnesses that arise from imbalances in our lifestyle, and there are illnesses that come from karmic effects. The first can usually be handled by doctors and medicines and technology and by chanting to increase your life force. So do what your doctors tell you. Don't visit them and then not do it. The illness that comes from karmic effects is harder to cure and will require a strong will and concentrated spiritual practice. To strengthen your will, reflect on your life, why you want to live, and the contribution you want to make. And then do what your doctors tell you. Resolve all doubts and disbelief. Ask questions, get guidance, and study. Read the promises and experiences for encouragement. To change karma, chant to eliminate all past causes and resolve to change anything needed to dissolve this karma and get district support so that you have people to chant with. Here are some URLs that are going to be related that I think that you would like. The first one is, how can I change my limited thinking? The second, difficult family karma, how to change it. This particular vlog was focused on family karma, but the steps to change family karma also apply to illness. And third, there's an expanded discussion on physical and mental illnesses in Unlocking the Mysteries of Birth and Death, and that would be by President Ikeda, Chapter 3, Illness and the Medicine of Buddhism. I want to thank those of you who have volunteered to be interviewed. I'll get to all of you within the week. Many of you have really liked having examples of people's experiences to illustrate a point or a concept. I'm going to need a lot more of these. If you have an experience which I could use under a different name, I'd appreciate your emailing it to me at margaret@margaretblaine.com. Please show what your situation was like before, how you used your practice to change your situation, and what it was like after. Thank you for all the help you've been giving me. and I'll see you in 2 weeks.